Scrouch.
Bouch.
Ouch.
Douch.
Smouch.
Ouch.
Rouch.
Youch.
Ouch.
Youch.
Ouch.
Youch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Youch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Youch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Youch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Youch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Youch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Youch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Couch.
Ouch.
Hello and welcome back.
What? I didn't press record.
Oh, I hit
No.
start on the stream.
That bit will die unless we no. You are exclusive
Hello.
audience to that.
Tell no when you saw this,
All right,
or
now
Dola
start
will riz you in your dreams.
Hoochie.
here for the
Boochie.
podcast.
Okay.
Did you already? Yeah.
Oh. Ty Royal. Smoochie Wallace. What?
Boy, you know God is free taco. Hello, dear spirits. This program is intended for a mature audience for all the young ghouls at home. Please be advised. For all the babes, all the babies that the babe fighters have not taken for their special move, please be advised. I am Paul Zachariah, your dungeon master. I have a player to my west.
Hello, my name is Jericho Dizon. I'm playing Desmond D. Tigerback, your lovely Eldritch Knight fighter and purveyor of romantic novels.
And I have a player to my west.
I am Cecil Day. I am Cecil Day. I am Cecil Day. I am.
And together, well, actually, first, this podcast was brought to you by viewers like you. Cass, thanks for the coffee. You're a real one. Together, we would like to welcome you back to the fun show. I am Cecil Day.
I am Cecil Day. I am Cecil Day. That was actually
Last
super
time
clean.
on the Odyssey by Lightning, the Giga Chads had gotten up to a couple things. They had decided to go save Queen Cymate and King Anax after the games on the 16th and after resting. Dealing with some family in different ways. Both Dola and Dee were currently active in that. Discovering secrets locked in the night sky. And some of them did pretty well in the wrestling tournament. Where we left off, we were breaking for lunch after the wrestling matches had finally concluded, and the party has come back to the palanquin as Ingrid beeps happily at their return. Boop, 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 boop. And that's kind of where we come to, and we actually cut away to someone missing from the palanquin. Pajax had gone on a mission of his own to find his lover from a past life. As he runs into Sheila on the street, the streets of tribulation.
Hello.
Hello there. Fancy seeing you here.
Fancy seeing you here.
I saw what you said on the projection. I'm honored by your words.
Thank you. It was more of yeah, thank you.
What brings you here, pray tell?
I was looking to find you, actually.
Are you ready to share?
I guess I came by to see you one last time, potentially.
Oh.
Not because I want to, but essentially Desmond, Dola, and the rest of the Giga Chads and myself are going to face Jeremy. Now, Jeremy is one of the famous of the Tres Criminales.
I know.
Understand that while Tommy was one of the weakest of the three, Jeremy had the brute force. And I can't promise anything. Though I may return if I were to fall, I worry that Mumra business might Mumra business it up, I guess.
Mumra business.
Yes, Mumra business.
That's unfortunate. It pains me to see that you don't feel you can share your life still.
I understand. I want to so desperately, but
I get the sense that this is why you came here, but what is your decision? We've been going back and forth like this for at least like 3 lives now. And I don't want our gift, our child, to grow up not knowing her father.
what would you have me do then?
Maybe you were right. It is the last time you see us. And in that, we'll be coming with you. No
you,
longer separate.
you can't. To bring a babe, a young one, into the pits of death. You're asking the impossible.
She's lived 2 whole lives. She's no mere child as she was ages ago.
Okay. If
I
you
feel like I'm
insist.
forcing you to make this decision.
I guess it's my fault. I should have checked in, see her progress. Maybe that is a sin to bear. But I trust you. I trust your judgment, not only as a mother, but as a fighter. If you feel that she is ready, and you feel that you are ready, then we'll need all the help that we can get.
This is your decision. I can only tell you what I wish for, but if you don't feel you can share it, then I won't go.
I feel that it is time for you to come with me. Whether it be selfish, whether it be of dire assistance, if I'm going to go out, I would rather have no one by my side except for you.
And she wells up a tear of like magma or lava that drips off and kind of sizzles on the stone pavement against the blue and pink hues, the neon blues and pinks. And she and Ajax hug, they embrace. And shortly, maybe a minute later, the little one, not so little anymore, comes around the corner. And I would ask you, Pajax is a penguin, Sheila's a phoenix. I think you know the question, too.
What you see is, for lack of better term, it is akin to a Bond girl. What do you mean by that? Well, she has the grace and style of one of a phoenix and etiquette, but she also has the deadliness of an like international spy. She is a femme fatale in the best ways, not in the worst ways. But she is young. She is incredibly young. I would put it akin to when she comes in. She has the features of like the phoenix, but the color scheme of the penguin. So it's a black. So she has
It's like a black and white phoenix, huh?
yes.
Okay.
So she has she comes in, she waddles in, but when she extends her wings out, like there's like red flame that follows.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's very like off-putting in the sense of it she seems really small, but it's more so she's just concealing herself like her father would, like, not that he would know, but like that she had been told about. And I think this is the first time that Paige X has like seen her since like their first life, and no longer the young little chickpea. He goes and embraces, and he has to like fully like look up at her,
Yeah.
because she's like way bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a deep, like a solemn moment. Paige X doesn't know how to respond. A penguin that is normally calculated and precise is overwhelmed with emotion of not only binding things back together, but also reuniting. And he always dreamed about this happening, but always was like, one of the flaws that Paige X has is that when it comes to like family decisions, he like, in a way almost like Desmond, like will make the choice for these people, kind of mirroring that struggle that Desmond had when he had to go learn about Jeremy and be like, okay, do I want my family there or not? But he made the choice about wanting her to live a normal life, and in doing so, when he left, ironically like geared her towards this life.
Yeah.
If anything.
Here's what I was thinking. I haven't settled on a name for our new character yet, but I think while Paige X is kind of flustered and starstruck, she begins to tell all of the stories that her mom would tell her about Paige X. And I heard you went up to the mountains to train with a storm cleric, and so I went and saw the storm cleric myself, though I didn't sign any contracts.
Good choice. Good choice. Good choice.
And I learned to fight like you did. I can't wait to show you what I've learned. I'll make you proud. I'll make you proud, Father.
Yep.
And she regales him with all these tales of her past couple lives.
And in that moment, I think they walk back or fly. I think they do something they haven't done like in a very long time. They fly together. Normally, Paige X is sitting on the back of Sheila as she flies, but Ajax can fly now. Ajax has he goes. You see the tuxedo goes and like, and then he has like little Iron Man thrusters.
Boosters.
Yep, and he's able to fly with them, and
Heck yeah.
they go and they during, I think, while Dee was sulking during the finals, they were just going and flying together. And kind of like Fade to Black, it's just like
and I think while they're still flying around, kind of during the first couple minutes of this lunch break, as it were, I think we cut back now to the rest of the party back at the Palanquin. The lunch bar is open. Thane, the team of the Hawks and the Sirens are both outside of your Palanquin. Hey, we're pretty hungry. We wanted to invite you guys, see if you wanted to get something to eat. I heard they added some. I heard they actually hired the vendor who had the mac and cheese glizzies. They hired him to do like a whole food stand today. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. I needed some carbohydrates.
Mac and cheese.
I am so
competition.
hungry.
Ooh.
I could really go for a bite to eat.
And as Ajax says, I could really go for a bite to eat, there's a rumble in the ground. And Cecil kind of reacts like, I am Cecil Day. I'm Cecil Day. Slaps him on the back. I am Cecil Day. Points to his stomach. Ingrid beeps.
If this weren't so serious, that would be really funny, Cecil.
I am Cecil Day. I am Cecil Day. I am Cecil Day. And you hear
It's not caused by him being hungry. This
he
is
rubs
not his tummy rumbling.
and you hear another rumbling. I am Cecil Day. I'm Cecil Day. I'm
is that
Cecil
yours?
Day.
Is my family there too?
Yeah, your family's there.
I
Gamora's looking around. She's
I
startled.
tell them to assume defense position play, Daddy's home, where they go and they form a Spartan shield line, all the kids, and then you see that Desmond's up in the top with Gamora on the side, and then big club Tony the Tiger, just
Dragon
and they
Bone
make
Club.
Yeah, and they make like a circle around everyone.
Can I take the carpet up and see if I can't see anything happening?
Absolutely. You take the carpet up into the sky.
I call for Pajax to come to start flying.
Pajax, Sheila, and their beautiful creation of life. I still haven't decided on a name, but the whole family, the whole Pajax family, flies back to the arena. Pajax and Co pass by Dola as she's rising up on the carpet. You're getting a good look.
Yeah.
I'll see you at the bottom. And they dive.
Never mind. Okay.
I feel like I have to tell you now at this point, it really doesn't like that. It really just...
This is for both of us. It's a reference, guys. It's No, please don't make
That's how the rug is reacting. You get high in the sky. What do you do?
I say with Pajax.
Ajax returns, yeah.
Pajax returns.
Sorry, yeah.
Love that movie.
I understand this is a bad time, but Desmond, this is Sheila, my lover from a past life, and our daughter, this is Nesta.
Nesta. Okay.
Our daughter. I feel like we need to have a one-on-one talk, but after this.
There's a lot about me you don't know, D.
What?
And we cut back up in the sky. You see in the distance, far away, right around where Sun's mirror would be, the surface of the lake, many miles into the horizon. It looks like maybe just a little dot to you. The surface of that lake seems to have something underneath it. You see a face, and then another face, and a third face, all blindfolded. And upon seeing those three faces, you hear a small voice in your head. My sister? She's come. Or is close.
Everything okay?
As I'm doing the telepathic link. I heard a voice. I heard a voice that said my sister is close, and that war is soon coming.
Okay.
Yeah, no, not great. I'm seeing faces in the lake. Three faces. They are blindfolded.
Religion check.
Okay. Religion.
There's also something big in the distance. It looks small from so far away.
27.
Ooh. Three faces, all blindfolded, points to Clothis.
Yes.
And this is where somebody you haven't seen for a good while shows back up. Part of a new group.
Yes.
My friends,
Oh my God!
There's a lot of bad things about to happen. We just had news of it. We just got back. I say just. We've been here for
I,
like a couple days.
I
partying
go
it
and I
up.
jump hug him.
Demi's
I
got the
jump
411.
hug him. I jump hug him.
Yes,
I
it
tackle
is
him.
great to see you.
I
Thank you.
jump hug
Oh my gosh, I have missed you guys as well. But I have to tell you, I've been enjoying my time. I hope you guys have been exploring your.
It's been great. We have.
I became a part of the 34. We call ourselves now. Get this, the 55.
Oh, wow, that's actually.
That's actually
pretty slick. That's actually pretty sick.
But I'm not here to explain all these things to you. Demi actually has a much better understanding of what's going on, and I will relegate this to her. Hi, D. It's been a while.
Yep.
So we went to the underworld to find out where Clothis is, and she had just finished ransacking Erebos' palace. That said, we did check up on your sister and Alicia. She's okay. Alicia was damaged, but the undead who live there are unharmed overall.
She'll be okay.
I know she will. She's really cool. I gotta tell you. Not trying to make you miss her or anything. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up like that. So we saw Clothis coming up through Erebos' palace, and she was traveling through the crust of the earth. So really, it's just a matter of maybe a day, couple days. Honest to gosh, it might even happen right before the games end. I don't know exactly. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the threads of fate have become so tangled in her eyes that she has chosen to leave her post as guardian of the Titan prisoners in the underworld to come up to the surface of Theros to detangle the threads of fate. How she plans to do that, when she's able to do, not exactly sure. How fast the god travels through liminal space.
To do it.
That
Thank you, Ajax.
I'll do you one better. Why is Clothis? That's really all we had the time to report on. As soon as we saw that and checked on your sister, we came right back to the surface. We got here maybe 2 days ago, but I've waited too long to tell you. It seems that it's already happening.
It's okay. This is the game plan. Okay, this changes a lot of things. All right.
Jared and Tammy make an emergency announcement. This is not prompted at all. Well, it seems that we're going to have to quit announcing for the games. We're heading back to our post. You don't need to know what that's about. Good luck, everybody. Godspeed.
I just want to say one more time, thank you again. Thank you to Rogers Ivanko. Thank you.
6 days,
Don't forget,
Dola.
6 days, Dola. If we ever see you after this, you owe us 6 days worth of kernels. But unite or die.
Unite or die.
Unite or die.
Okay.
And Jared and Tammy go off to their base. Their Squad 14 based in the Acroan Colossus. They get into the Acroan Colossus together with, respectively, Jared is number 82, Tammy is number 85. Numbers 81 through 85 get into the Colossus and begin to pilot this thing. Let me just make sure I've got it here. So the giant statue that towers over Akros comes to life as they begin to pilot it, the dust and the rust beginning to crack off of it. They take the Colossus and head towards Sun's Mirror.
Towards Clothis?
Towards Clothis, yep. They get into the Colossus, and the Colossus leaves Akros, leaving everybody you see confused and slightly panicked.
Okay. Game plan. All right. We're going to have two teams. Team A, that's us. We are going to go to Mount Velis. We need to stop Jeremy and whatever he's planning and bring order back to Akros. The city's getting unrest. Come on. What? Fatone, you had to come back now. I already made the decision and already made the teams. Fatone, Filthy 5, I need you guys on damage control here. I'm going to bring my family. If you can.
Protect the city.
Protect
Stefanos. asks,
Protect the
"Will
city.
protect the city."
You will have allies. They will. House of the Hawk and House of the Siren should have fighters ready, and you guys will be able to. Tigerback fam, we are going to Mount Velis.
Before the Akroan Colossus can really leave sight of the Akroan citizenry, a strike of purple lightning crashes down one after the other. Returned, lizardkin, ratkin. The armies of Mumra have been assembled in the doorstep, not only at the doorstep of Akros, but within. You see that from the Mumra Fresh building in Akros, a horde of returned army comes out. And we cut at this moment to look at another city, Melitus. You see Nax has come out. Well, you don't see it. Nax has come out of his study chambers in the Perignos, and he finds that a large flying shadow comes over the city of Melitus and perches upon the scaffolding, the rebuilding of the tower. Susie and the dragon descend and begins sacking the city of Melitus, and Nax comes out to defend it. In Setessa, you see that Mummer reveals new generals, Rotaro and Eodorna.
What the fuck?
And Eodorna is someone that you had the chance to pursue. You killed Iris, and you thought that was the end of it. But the person who signed that letter with the eye was Eodorna. That's who Tommy was talking about in his rap. Eodorna runs free. Eodorna and Rotaro begin leading other battalions of Mummer's armies against Setessa. Grell and the remaining faithful to Karametra begin to defend it. And here in Akros, a lone speck. Dola, you see it. Flies up out of Mount Velis.
He's coming.
All right, new plan. Defensive positions. Desmond just starts spouting war plans that he already knows. If they're inside the city, the first thing we need to do is secure the royalty. I look to my dad and I say, find Taranika and secure her. Make sure she's safe. And I look over to Uncle Steve.
You betcha.
I look over to Uncle Steve. Uncle Steve, marshal the forces. I don't care who is willing to fight, but they will defend their city with everything they got. You need to.
So, you need to recruit a battalion.
Yes. You are the hero of Theros. Use your
ass.
Use your ass. Use your ass. I don't care. Use your ass. Marshal forces as fast as we possibly can. I look over to the kids. Kids, you are on protection duty. All the women and children and those who can't fight, take them to. And I write down these.
Roderick looks at it and reads it.
I write down a coordinate, and then I also tell them, and I give them like.
Athena grabs it from him and says, "You know you can't read yet."
Yeah, I give it like I give them like 50 gold pieces. I'm like, whatever you have to shove in that person's face to let these people in, I don't care. And I tell them kids to go, and then I say, as for the Filthy Five, us form up together. We need to stop this. We need to brace for the impact and get ready. Form up inside the Coliseum, and then we kind of make the Like Desmond is just shooting orders out to everyone, like make a bastion.
Yeah. And Dola, as you see the spindle and the scale arise out of Sun's mirror, Clothis returns to the surface of Theros. Mumra summons himself out of the sky. This eerie lightning strikes down just outside of Cornmos at Sun's Mirror. And they begin to fight. And at first, when Mumra opens the Book of Omens and begins to chant, she's almost helpless. And that is where we're going to cut for a moment. A couple of hours pass. The city is in total chaos. Fires, destroyed buildings. And this isn't just Akros. This is Meletis. This is Setessa. This is Cornmos. We come to... Let's cover these bases all in order here. You started with instructions for Tony, correct?
Find
Terranika.
Terranika, secure her, make sure she's safe.
Okay. He has successfully found her. Has not been able to regroup, though.
It's okay.
Okay.
My dad's a legend. Be fine, right? Hold.
As we cut to check in on Tony, it's an hour later. He's holed up in the announcer box. Jib Jobler is there too. Oddly enough, he scrambled for a place to hide, and that's where he ended up.
He's an intern there now.
I guess, yeah. I'm actually Jared's understudy.
Hey. This is Tony. Used to be LT Grey Tigerback telling you to fight for your city. Unite or die, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank you.
As he crushes an undead, smacks another lizardkin into a wall, headbutts another, their skull cracks, bleeding. Next in our order was instructions for the kids or the Filthy Five.
Uncle Steve.
Uncle Steve, right? Yes, Steve was asked to assemble a battalion, right?
Yep. Immediately go to the barracks and make a call.
All right. Not as many people as Steve had thought would answer did answer. But he has assembled a group of maybe 10 really strong fighters.
And then essentially they're just going out and doing what they can.
Okay.
To repel the forces.
Instructions for the kids was secure the area.
Not secure the area. Find the women and children and bring them to. This is Jericho saying this, not Desmond, but the city under the city.
Okay.
The place of secrets.
Bring them to the secret space. The sacred space.
And what Desmond does is he, instead of having all of them sign contracts tediously, he uses his documancy skills to write a grand contract granting them sanctuary, and then he.
Okay.
And then.
I'm actually going to cash in my Rule of Cool token here. I think that is so fucking cool. And here's what I'm thinking is, as you drop this contract, this
is all in split seconds. Crazy.
This is split seconds before Jeremy comes to the city to fight you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of time skip. We'll get there. You draft up this contract in order to instill everybody in the secret space, and inform them of exactly how that works, so that way everybody can hopefully play along and maintain the secret. You and Dola kind of use big magic. I'm cashing in my Rule of Cool token here. How cool would it be if, when you go to create this contract, you write it in lightning? And
that's
I think
sick.
that Dola, literally Dola's hand is the pen,
Sick.
coming out as you write this contract. It looks a little scribbly, but that's okay.
She sticks her finger in her mouth and pulls it out, and there's just
light.
That's
so
lightning.
Sick.
I think that's super
That's
cool.
so sick.
How cool would it be if you draw up this contract
and
and
it breaks?
No.
No, I'm
Something
no.
that hasn't
Um,
happened for a while happens. When you first embarked on this odyssey, after finishing that battle with the few undead who were chasing that other dead undead, silent lightning had struck the spot where the mask had lain. And upon completion of this contract, upon signing this contract, just like that, in a single stream of silent lightning, one after one, people are spirited away. The kids move with basically like imbued with Thor's power kind of deal.
Yeah.
They move swiftly and quickly,
For a very limited
almost
time.
like instant transmission kind of deal.
Mhm.
They're teleporting people into this space after you've created the contract. And I would say that you succeed at saving 69%. I rolled a 31 on my I rolled a 31 on my die here.
That's fucking sexy.
So you save 69% of the populace. Nice. How cool would it be if when you create the contract, that's what happens?
Beat a 2.
Beat a
Because
2?
I just like the inclusion of Dola's
Yeah.
the Dolas. I like the idea that like Desmond is like scrambling for this paper and he's like freaking out and he's figuring out. He's like, I need a pen.
She pulls out
He-
some napkins.
he
Bro,
pulls
I
out-
got you.
Like he has the paper and he goes and like he motions for Ingrid to come over and like at this point like Dola's just like looking and she just goes and then just starts writing and I'm like and then it just like the ink
Grab my wrist. Ghost me.
yeah I go
Ghost
and I
Rider.
grab I or is your hand like like ethereal?
This one's corporeal.
Okay, I go
It could
and I
be the
go
other one.
through the hand, and I just go and I go, just go, your hand's
Like a
like
crayon?
yeah, your hand's like noodling like
What's are we agreed on that DC?
Yeah.
What was it?
it's like 2.
2.
As long as you just
2?
don't roll a 1.
2?
Yeah, just don't roll a 1.
Fuck. I almost dropped it. 18.
Okay, we're fine.
All right. So that's my rule of cool cashed in. So a good majority, more than half of the city, is saved in this moment. Brought to the secret space. The sacred space. And so that was the kids and what they've been doing for this like last hour. And we cut to the Filthy Five and the Giga Chads working together. Okay.
I think we're for those who weren't able to get spirited away. I think we're making the Coliseum like a
Like a
standstill.
shelter. Okay.
Yeah, like a standstill.
Absolutely. So anybody who's left assembles at the Coliseum. People spread the word as best as they can. So when we catch back up with our party, the Chimera that Jeremy once rode, 2 of 3 heads slain. Jeremy himself, battered, bruised, wheezing, coughing up blood. Fertone, out of commission. Stefanos, Nikki, out. As there's just D, Dola, Cecil, Demi, Konstantinos Falls, and with a 95, which would, let me double check. I don't think it actually does.
Is that a tide shift?
No, not quite. It's 96 to 100. Damn. It's going well for Jeremy, as far as he can tell. He looks at the rest of you, drags on his cigarette. You want to know why Stamatitis didn't fucking touch you this entire time? Sure, he tried to kill you while you were at home, but he didn't touch you at all during the games, did he? He didn't even bother you. Didn't even sneeze in your direction. You want to know why? Because I told him. Told him to keep it fucking down. Better not ruin my fucking plans. I swear to God, I've been working so hard at this. Like,
Get a gold star and go to the front of the class then, huh?
And he goes to Dola and
Shit.
attacks.
Shit.
And we're not breaking into an initiative here, but if you think that your character would respond with something combat related, that's totally fine. Speak up. A lot of things are all kind of happening all at the same time. So as Jeremy, he walks over to Dola and takes the gauntlet of Plundar,
Oh shit, he has that.
and he grabs you just straight up around your torso and lifts you up and begins to squeeze.
I'm
You
going.
want to know what? I'm freaking tired of you meddling cats and your silly pet rock, whatever the fuck it is. And what do you do?
Sword of Omens in hand. If he's extended going for, I'm gonna go and swing. I don't know. The point is he's trying to aim, and Desmond, all that showmanship, all that shit is gone. He is like pure. Like, this is the same kind of efficiency that had his that he had back at the Hags Tower.
All precision.
Yeah, all precision. Not like it's almost like a flash. Goes as fast as he can. He's going to try and cut Jeremy's arm off where the Gauntlet of Plundar is.
Yo.
Okay, you can definitely attempt to do that.
Can I throw my cool token in?
Sure, yeah. Throw in your cool token.
Throwing my cool token in. I think that'd be really fucking cool.
Wait. The way that works is
I think it would be
if
really
you're
cool.
cashing it in,
I'd
you
like to
would tell
cash
me
it
what-
in to
yeah,
say that he does. I want to say he does that.
just straight up.
Straight up.
Okay. I would tell you that's actually mathematical.
Mathematical?
And I'm going to set the DC at 7 or higher.
7 or higher, baby. Come on. That's a 19.
Fuck yes.
Dog.
D with the Sword of Omens goes up for a slice.
It's like
Pizza.
it's almost like the anime thing he has in his hilt, and he just goes flash of lightning. He just goes it, and to the naked eye, it just goes. It looks like he unsheathes and then sheathes for a little bit, and
It's like
there's
that Brook 3-step thing.
yeah, there's a moment I think
Want to see me cut your arm
where
off?
where
Want to see
Jeremy
me do it again?
where Jeremy like laughs. Like Jeremy is like, "Are you?" He's like, "What? Are you too scared? Are you, too scared?"
Well, I'm about to follow this up
Yeah.
in a second,
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
well, tell me what happens.
He's like, "You scared?" And then there's that, the anime blood, and just like all around like that like forearm area,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a moment where
Upon
just, like,
resheathing,
resheathing, kunk, and it just it's fast.
it's there for a
it's clean.
second, but then it falls.
Yeah, fast and clean.
With Dola.
Yes.
And Dola actually ends up pinned underneath this arm in this gauntlet. I would like you to, well,
Can I use telekinesis to take it off of me?
that's the strange thing. You feel a weird magic presence coming off of it.
Ooh,
And
my scar. Ooh.
the hand that resides in there is with such hate, such vicious hate, this hand is still clamped down on you.
Darth
If you lift it
Scion.
up, you could lift
Yo.
yourself up, but it's still clamped onto you, if that makes sense. Like,
It's dead man's grip.
Rug, come.
and we cut for another moment where Jeremy responds, "You think that's gonna fucking stop me, punk? I don't even need a hand to light this cigarette." As he puffs from it, it instantly like blazes.
I wasn't looking.
You think that's... What is that gonna do? Stop me? The Gauntlet of Plundar? You know I've got all the other weapons.
I it's at this moment I cash my rule of cool token here.
Going all in.
I know
here.
I am going all in. This is Desmond, and he's just like, I wasn't going, and this is like cold as shit. He just moment of silence. I wasn't going to save Dola, and you see, as the rug comes, and like swipes through. It lifts Dola up with the gauntlets, still grabbing her.
Yep.
He like runs over, and he doesn't even care. Jeremy's a small man. This was designed for someone his height. So think of it as like is it like a tiny? Is it like fit his hand?
It's like the Ring of Sauron. If someone were to attune to it, then they would the item itself would adjust size.
Okay. I think what Desmond does is he says he didn't want to do it to save. He says it not to save Dola, but he goes and lifts it up and like motions or like runs over, and he tries to like put his hand inside
Of the gauntlet?
of the gauntlet,
Okay.
like go, and he wants to, I guess
What is
I'm
the
trying-
intent? Yeah.
The intent is, so the end goal, he's going to have, that means he has a gauntlet of Plundar and the Warstone in his hand, and he takes the liquid lightning again, the bottle,
Okay.
and like he puts it, the gauntlet of Plundar has like Thanos style things, right?
The Gauntlet of Plundar?
Yeah, does it have like the Thanos style, like the gauntlet of Plundar, like is there a place where a stone could fit?
Yes. When this item was created, it was meant to house the stones.
Yes, so that's the thing. The liquid lightning. He pours, like he wants to pour it on into one of the stone slots,
Okay.
and then essentially he wants to take, the end goal is for him to retake the Gauntlet of Plundar for
Okay.
himself. And how that is done, he goes and he like looks at
And
Dola.
you're cashing in your token for this, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I would.
Tell me more.
It's essentially, the idea is the squirming hand that's filled with so much hate, he wants to like rip it out.
Okay.
He wants to rip it out, but he also doesn't know like how that, I don't think Desmond in this moment, I don't think Desmond is he trusts Dola that she'll be okay. So he just like wrenches the hand, the limp hatred hand out. He like rips it out, goes, shoves his hand in, pours the liquid lightning in one of the slots,
Okay.
and then goes and puts his hand into it, throws the sword up in the air, and like essentially casting like that chain lightning feature to not only like essentially kick him out of the attunement and reattune himself, so he'd strike himself and Dola, I guess, with lightning.
Okay. So the first part of it is you're taking you're taking Jeremy's hand out of the gauntlet. You're putting your own hand in there.
Mm-hmm.
And upon pouring the liquid lightning in, that is accelerating the attunement time.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to cast chain lightning.
Essentially, the liquid lightning, I want to re-solidify the stone.
Yeah, I think that would be super cool, actually.
So it essentially, instead of being able to pour, now you know how the soul stone used to be like this purple, now it's this like light blue, like viscous, like liquid.
Yep, always light blue.
It's always like light blue, goes, pours it into like the we'll call it the big hand slot, like right on the forearm, goes, pours it in there, and then put like,
it's like a gas cap on a car.
Yeah.
I'm teasing.
Goes and puts the lightning in the air, and like he holds like Dola's hand, like theater kid gripping it, and like essentially channeling the magic that they have together.
Can I add one thing to this?
Okay.
And I've been waiting to do this for so long. You're not only holding hands with Dola It's you, Dola, and Cecil.
Where?
Who's immune to lightning?
I use my mage hand to grab Fratone.
You grab for Tone
His
as well.
unconscious hand.
Cecil got that viney tendril.
But he finally says, "We are Cecil Day."
Oh my god.
And I would tell you that's algebraic. 3 or higher.
Okay. I'm so scared. 15. Yes.
Hey.
Oh man.
Oh my god, that was stressful. But definitely I think that's what happens. There's a moment of like Desmond like looks around and he's like he feels good. But yeah, I think yeah.
So the gauntlet has been reattuned to D. How many things are you attuned to now? 2?
I have
Or is that max now? 3?
well,
Staff of Dunamancy.
yep.
I don't think the Poncho of Protection
No.
requires the Sword of Omens.
That's
and then your Gauntlet of Plundar now.
Yes.
The Soul Stone has become a Soul Stone again, but because you're attuned to the Gauntlet, technically you're gaining those benefits right now. That said, it attunes to the user's soul. So I think in that sense, it manifests like a false life kind of thing at the moment, but that's neither here or there. You pour the liquid lightning into the gauntlet, and as it begins to charge up with magical energy, you see it appear on the right side of the gauntlet, re-solidified, reassembled. No longer liquid lightning.
Yeah. So that's definitely what he does, and yeah, just ready to go, ready to rumble, just like, come on.
So it's you and Demi. You, Demi, Dola, and Cecil all facing down Jeremy as the Chimera stomps back onto the ground, flapping its wings, and you see the remaining dragon head roaring and breathing fire. You guys dodge out of the way, and Jeremy catches Demi by the arm, twists it, and breaks her wrist.
Damn.
She takes her sword and goes to slice it at Jeremy, cutting off some whiskers and slashing into his torso. She pulls the sword out and throws it. She throws it up in the air, and she says something you don't necessarily expect. Ajax, pull!
Ajax flies, screaming power, just
Catches the sword and immediately realizes what it is. And what does Ajax wish for?
Ajax, seeing this destruction, he wishes for the approval to let loose. He doesn't wish for any power because he knows the power is bubbling inside him. And I think in this moment, he wishes for approval, and in the distance, there's a silent nod and a snowy sunfall. And he says, there's a moment where he says, it's okay. You can do it.
Full send.
And he full sends. There's a blooming there's like, there's flame. Like, it's like, I'm assuming it's like hours have passed. It's like nighttime smoke covers the sky.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like black haze, but giant wing. Giant wing. And in this moment, Jeremy...
The eagles are coming.
The
eagles are coming.
Jeremy and the Chimera look up. And they
Jeremy looks up at the Chimera and says, Yeah, I'm gonna need 2 arms for that. Drags his cigarette all the way down to the base like Hades and Hercules,
Oh my God.
and instantly regrows his arm.
Jeez. Yeah, but Ajax goes gargantuan. He
Ajax goes gargantuan.
primeval owl energy, and I think he takes the fight with the chimera to kind of like, you know.
Jeremy picks up his chimera and literally pours out all of his hate into it as it also increases in size to gargantuan. And this chimera with 2 heads slain, 1 remaining, this dragon chimera begins to do battle with an eldritch owl.
Cecil Day, Desmond looks at Cecil Day and he goes, "Did you know Ajax could do that? Did anyone know Ajax could, like, I'm
am Cecil Day.
I'm just in the
I
middle
did
of
not
this,
know.
in this in the middle of this fight, just being like, did you?"
Demi passes out after this happens. She has also fallen. The Dirty Four, the Filthy Five are pretty much out of commission. Excuse me.
It's okay.
The Colossus returns to help Ajax. As in Setessa, as we cut momentarily out of Akros where this is taking place, Karanos and Thassa both summon a storm in which they are able to touch back down on the surface of Theros from the night sky and begin to aid Clothis in her battle against Mumra. And as part of the contract earlier, Karanos is inspired by your initiative and will. And with one final silent lightning strike, the Book of Omens disappears from Mumra's hands. What? No! As Clothis is able to return to her physical form, or just escape the grip of this book sealing her power away, they actually have to begin battle. As the storm around them dissipates, Thassa and Karanos have played their part. We cut to Meletis, Susie, and the sacking of Meletis.
Jesus, Nax. Poor Nax.
Nax is beaten and bruised, and right now he's found shelter in a familiar, crumbled now smithy. Valencia Payne, the strong red tiefling woman, is bandaging his wounds with hot iron, cauterizing what's happened
That's
to him,
metal as
and
fuck.
enhancing. Basically, she gets more of the molten bronze and begins to
The
more or less
Sunny D.
exoskeleton Nax. This should be able to fix you up temporarily. This is worth fighting for. I will go to the end with you. You know, Valencia, that means a lot to me. I hope I can live up to your expectations. And they both exit the crumbled smithy to find Susie roosting on the Meletian rooftop on the Perignos. And she's just pouring treasure on herself. And Nax says to
Susie.
Valencia, it seems that she's overcome with dragon sickness.
Oh shit.
The Eagles are coming.
And they continue to fight. They continue to battle. They come out of this smithy quietly. They try to get the jump on her, but she instantly catches and dispels the magic that he cast. Rotaro and Eodorna leading Mumra's armies in Setessa. Nobody's really there to see it except for those who are there, but Rotaro takes a number of the Leonin people from Cornmos and keeps them hostage. Eodorna, browsing through the decrepit streets, the destroyed streets of Cornmos, finds one woman, one Leonin lady. It's Dola's mom.
Holy shit.
And Eodorna takes her by the hair, ties her up,
Oh,
puts her with the other hostages.
triple fuck.
Ooh.
As we cut back to the scene of Ajax and the Colossus in this chimera battling it out, Jeremy, Dola, Cecil, and Dee remain. Now you better be ready for what I'm about to do to you next. This one's gonna be the grand finale. And
I don't think so. I go and I look at
do
him, sheer determination.
Fucking do it. I dare you.
You're not even worth the head keeping. And as I pull Tommy's old decrepit head out,
you think I care about
and I
Tommy?
drop it and just break it. I'm like, it's a sign.
Let it die. Let it die. Let it shrivel up and die. Jeremy kind of flecks this regenerative fluid off of his newly formed arm.
Oh.
You've attuned to the gauntlet, but he's not satisfied with that. He begins to just mutter to himself incessantly as you feel his hatred pulling at the gauntlet, even though it's on your hand. You feel it jostle a little bit.
Is this almost like a spell?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's all technically magic, but this is more of an emotional magic that has tied this item to him. The gauntlet slips a little bit, and he says, "Why? Why won't it come?" And
Desmond looks, and I think, oh man, it's kind of fucked, but he goes,
What do you got for me?
because all this hate in Jeremy's heart, but I guess I ask, the hate of what, right? Like, he's just generally mad at the world. Desmond goes under extreme training, not only physical but mental too, and that's where that inscrutable feat comes out, because I think instead Desmond grips it, he feels it slip, but then he grips it back in. He's like, it's just that sheer determination of being I will beat you.
I really like that. I'm going to ask you for an honor check with advantage.
Honor check. Okay.
Give him that dauntless roar. Oh, God.
It's on advantage.
Let's also not on the mat for the other one. Remember.
We roll on the mat.
Matt Kings.
Roll on the mat.
Okay.
That wasn't
Well,
dauntless.
it was one better. I got a 13. I'm just just gripping it very tightly. I think inside my
Ooh.
You go to grip, and you recall the Sphinx you encountered in the Meletian Tower, and what it had to say of telling of better days to come. And as you hold with all of your might, it falls.
Pause.
Its weight increases as you're brought to your knee, suffocating almost under the pressure of how heavy it's become. All of the hate, you're combating it with courage. You try again. You lift a little more, and it budges just ever so slightly. And You remember all of these different moments of from remembering the poem, the foreword of your magic book, from the contract you signed to be summoned at any point in time by yours truly, or when receiving divine instruction from the gods. Each of these memories, this visage of honor that you hold yourself to, this standard, slowly lightens the load of the gauntlet. But by the time you're able to reach back to your feet, you and Jeremy are in basically fisticuffs. He's trying to grab the gauntlet off of you, almost like a reverse Thanos situation with Spider-Man, where you've got the gauntlet in your hand and he's trying to pull it off of you. And he is, bah, 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 one after the other. Whitey, you're not good enough for this gauntlet. Only Mummer gave this to me. Susie gave this to me. And where's she now? Sick with dragon stuff. I got no one. I got me. I got me and only me. No one else is going to help. So it's up to me.
It's at this moment you hear a voice. I like this idea that like D's glasses are like breaking with every punch. Like his orbital bone is like broken, so it's like bubbling. It's really like his face is swelling.
Here's where I think Dola comes in. She's going to go ahead and she's going to go and try and use telekinesis to force the glove onto the ground. And then she's going to put her rod over it and click it.
Oh my god!
Fuck yes!
Oh my god!
Yes. I think exactly that happens. I would ask you to make a sanity check with advantage.
I forgot you had that.
Oh, goddamn right.
They got us advantage?
With advantage. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna use my Tides of Chaos. God damn it! What the fuck?
Was that worse?
It's the same.
It was still the same.
Damn.
Like Oracle's Insight?
What are the chances that I think we already used that today? I could be wrong.
Well, I get it back at the short rest. Didn't we rest between?
You could have at least short rested. Absolutely.
Okay, sweet. God damn it. Okay, so that is a 10.
A 10.
Yep.
Total?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out the math in my head,
so
but you know that's dead even, huh?
Yeah.
It is a struggle. You wait for the moment that you think Jeremy is going to be most distracted, and it's after he pulls that final punch. He's been beating on D for a minute and begins to kind of just monologue as you ever so quietly, almost like Doctor Strange lifting his finger for the moment, just barely somatic kind of like activation of the spell. The gauntlet falls to the ground and you throw the rod inside, clicking the button.
That's crazy.
Jeremy loses it. What he says is, I don't care what it takes anymore. If it costs me my life, it costs me my life. Mogus, God of slaughter, give me the strength to kill these cubs.
Oh, this is some Hunter x Hunter shit here. Get ready.
And he begins to glow red and become filled with slaughter, the power of it.
I just like this idea. D looks, blows, this like shoots out this globule of blood, just comes out, spits out a tooth, just looking at it. Holy shit.
And Jeremy grows to be a huge size as things seem a little out of hand now. I am Cecil Day. I am Cecil Day. I am Cecil Day. As he grabs onto one of Jeremy's ankles and like a snow speeder begins to circle his vines around
Legs.
Jeremy's legs. I'm Cecil Day, I'm Cecil Day. And he waves you off. I am Cecil Day, I am Cecil Day, I am Cecil Day. He's like urging you to leave. As
Detect thoughts. Detect thoughts.
get the heck out of here, I'll take care of him. You guys gotta save yourselves.
We can't leave you.
And
We can do it together.
I'll entertain a persuasion check.
I would also say it's at this moment.
That's a 26.
As like Desmond's not even like thinking straight. There is a hug, a silent kiss, a shift in power that Desmond feels, and then once again, full berserk armor, penguin clasp shut. Pajax is holding the other leg with Cecil.
Fuck yes.
And there is just as you hear, "Go! You don't have enough time. We already lived our lives. You have yet to live yours." Go,
As Jeremy
go.
increases in size, his strength also increases. And although it was so fucking cool, he begins to lift a chunk of earth with the gauntlet.
Fuck.
Oh,
Fuck.
He's slowly tugging and pulling it out of the ground as Cecil and Pajax hold it down. One more familiar face shows up. A pretty sturdy figure.
holy shit!
You remember him being different colors.
No way.
Okay. Now I think Yep.
Atlas returns. This time, a dark, mossy green contrasted by a murderous red light. Not like Christmas at all. Atlas
Swamp thing.
returns as a swamp creature, a plant, a shambling mound. Hey, guys, what the fuck? Get you out. Holy, we gotta go. Cecil said go, we're going. He picks Dola and D,
Drags D out, kicking
drags
and screaming.
D. D's kicking and screaming to the point that he's like, I'm not dealing with this. You'll thank me later. And he knocks you out.
Oh, it's my dude.
He takes your sword and butts you with it, you know?
Yeah.
He has Ajax on his shoulder, and Pajax has a very bittersweet moment. Sheila is crying molten tears. Nesta as well.
On the back.
They don't want to leave without him.
I think Sheila, knowing, there's like a, in the flowers and stuff. I feel like at one point in time, maybe in their past life, there was a necklace that was given that she like wore.
Mm-hmm.
She unclasps it, puts it around Nesta, and like essentially using her giant, like she's obviously way bigger.
They've
than
all received permission to go all out.
It's more so she's not like primordial in that sense. It's just that she's older. She's like way older than Nesta is, so she's more big. She has bigger wingspan.
Yeah.
She used her giant gust of wings to blow, basically pushing Nesta, and she can't even like fight it.
And with that gust of wind, Atlas slings out a vine, bringing her into the group. And mechanically, I think that's a switch from Pajax to Nesta. So fucking cool. Pajax, Sheila rises up like the phoenix she is and begins to send this burning wind upon Jeremy's back. And the combined efforts of Pajax, Cecil Day, and Sheila, they topple him over despite his size, and he falls to the ground, the gauntlet in his hand, but he's still unable to do anything with it. The Soul Stone in there as well.
Fuck.
Can't win them all. Can't win them all.
Damn.
I tried.
They topple him over, and Sheila doesn't let up. As this burning wind begins to graze up against you guys, you feel the heat coming off of it as Atlas knocks D out. He's got
Limp drag.
He's got Dola, baby Bjorn, like a backpack.
Oh, yeah, your baby.
He's got Nesta on the shoulder.
Nesta's
Ajax on the other shoulder.
Ajax is like flying, like circling, and then
Oh,
Nesta's.
right. Ajax is still fighting the Chimera. Yes, sorry.
But Nesta, her feet, like Atlas's viney tendrils, wrap around Nesta's feet so she can't leave.
Absolutely.
She's stuck to the.
She's
stuck
trying
birth,
to,
yeah.
and he does the same thing he did to you, just a little lower
Flick.
scale.
Yeah,
A little flick.
Yeah.
She's out. Oh God, where am I gonna take him? Where am I gonna take him? Holy shit. The only place I know, Scophos.
Shit.
And that
What?
Yep.
is where we're gonna have to leave season 1
No.
of the Odyssey by
Bruh.
Lightning.
No.
I told you guys 3 sessions on purpose.
Yep.
That was.
I had to spring it on you.
That
You
was
know
session
what?
2. How
That's
dare you?
Totally.
I was ready
respect,
to
dog.
have some
Okay.
fallout.
Oh,
Holy
We
fuck.
can definitely say I'm not going to give a whole lot of detail as to what's developed in the time that between being knocked out and coming to, but you wake up in a terracotta room, a little bit of light coming in through a window. Everybody's kind of there. It's quiet. You hear birds chirping. Remember barely anything.
Sprint out the house.
You sprint out the house, and you like Captain America coming out of the ice at the end of the first movie. The world is different, and you find yourself in a giant stone maze with moving parts and all that's been retrofitted into being a city. You're in the city of Scophos.
What?
And you see Atlas walking down the streets. Hey. Back inside. You don't know who's watching.
Swinging my sword.
And you're going a little crazy. He's like, hey, he wraps his tendrils around you and says, hey, I need you to get it together, D. A lot has changed. Scophos seems like the only city left. Meletis was taken out by Susie. Cornmos was taken out by Rotaro and Eodorna. Stamatitis and Jeremy ended up glassing Akros.
Shit.
your family, dude.
And
There's nothing. Desmond.
Ajax says, we have to find the book. We have to find the Book of Omens. Where's Ingrid?
Desmond?
It's not so panicked. Ingrid comes out of like a little cabinet.
Desmond looks his hands, calloused, blistered, extremely fucking painful.
One of your wounds has reopened.
Pulls
Dola floats by you and bunks into a wall.
pulls out the sword of omens. Sticks it in the ground. Atlas there's
You've been out for a week. Be careful.
gesturing Atlas to let go,
Hey, yeah.
and just like
You good?
to his knees, just holding the only fucking family thing that's like left, the sword. Like it's all like he belt, like there's so much, like Desmond is so conflicted because he wants, like, I think in this moment, Dola, you probably see this, like you can see like Desmond wants to fucking quit.
Yeah.
Desmond wants to quit so bad, but he knows, and he's like fucking pissed at himself that he can't. Like he knows that if he quits now, it'd be a disservice to his whole family. And he just prays to God that someone survived. But as of right now, he doesn't know. As of right now, he goes and he just like clenches the sword, and like because he's sticking to the ground, just like weeps, just openly, like not that like silly weeping, like fully like
You tried your fucking best.
Like tasteful.
yeah.
Is there anything that we would like to cover as we finish our season?
I don't
Any
know.
questions that Dola/D might have about what's going on for Atlas?
There is not a question, but I think Ingrid goes and like bumps into Nesta, this like bird, and in his compartment like pops out a letter. Just pops out a letter.
Very nice.
And she goes and she opens it, and Pajax wrote this while she was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And it just says, it's not very wordy. It isn't at all. All it says is, if you're holding this, wish we had more time. You are my everything. You are my future. Create your own legacy. And it says and then it's signed Pajax and Sheila, and there's a close, and just like, damn. And I think at this also, just kind of switching out, trying to making little close moments for my little bird family, I guess.
Yeah.
Ajax like sees everything and he's like pissed, but there's like just for a moment, like a split second, like, oh my god, like this shit all happened.
Yeah.
But also he understands the role that had been silently entrusted to him from Pajax. I think he knows and understands now that
He's the Godfather?
oh yeah,
Okay.
without
okay.
a doubt. But he also understands that he now has to look after, like, he now has to look after everyone the way Pajax did. He also needs to train Nesta in the way that he did, and his dad and the dad did, and whatever that looks like he knows that now. So there's just like a contempt, but instead of like screaming power, I think Ajax finds the power, the power in like in a different way. So it's almost like go ahead.
Adding on just slightly to this, Atlas and Ajax were the only people awake for this week. You guys were all resting from your wounds and such. Ajax had been spending every day flying around Scophos, looking for where the Book of Omens might be, knowing what D was told. it all lies in keeping that book out of Mumra's hands. Anything to wrap up for Dola?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't think so.
No?
No. I'm feeling like we'll get to see what happens next, and
We'll find out what happened to Bartenda another time.
how did that was the one question that came across my mind was what happened to Bartenda?
Yeah.
We'll save it. We'll save it.
We'll save it for another time. One thing that might not be super clear, but I'll make it clear now. Cecil Day has left the party. He stayed behind.
Fuck.
And a second note. Nesta accidentally reads the second note. Scribbly, terrible handwriting that Ricky has. I told you, it basically, I'm not going to say exactly what it says on the letter, but Ricky communicates that his goal was to set his sister on the right path, Susie. And so, after whatever happened in Akros, that's where he's headed. Susie. How that ends up, or where you find them next time, not so sure. But he's gone to take care of his. And that is where we're going to end Season 1 of An Odyssey by Lightning.
Hey, what episode is this?
This is episode... I wish it was episode 69.
I know, we were close.
62.
Well, if we count... what if we count Quiet Year? Was that 69 then?
That was 7 episodes, I think.
That was yeah.
This is episode 62?
Yeah.
Hey, technically 69.
Well, yeah, we'll take it.
I'll take what wins I can get. Thank you so much, spiritual audience, for tuning in. It's been a pleasure and an honor, and I can't thank you enough. What will happen next time on the Odyssey? You'll have to wait to find out. We have a Discord that we like to sow chaos in. Not the kind of chaos that goes on in the plains of Theros, but a different kind of chaos. And I could use some help.
Memes.
Are the numbers up?
What?
If the spirits want to haunt us, where can the spookers find us?
If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars. We really appreciate it. A lot of labor and a lot of love went into making this stuff, and I truly mean it in that, like, we enjoy doing it as much as we hope that you enjoy listening. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube at Official Fun Show. If you like it, please rate it 5 stars. Join our Discord, and if you really, really like us, we really appreciate a patron sub. Honestly, like, this was crazy. This is crazy. It's just crazy.
It's crazy.
Let's break out into shout-outs and honorable mentions.
Honorable mention, Paul is my honorable mention. Done this maybe once or twice before. Thank you, Paul.
I'm happy to do it.
Double shout out to Paul. Double shout out Paul. Paul's the GOAT. Paul somehow made me hate a character, and then when they came back, made me love that character when they came back, and then ripped him from me again. So I'm just sad.
So good.
So there,
A mix of emotions.
A mixed bag.
Very good.
A mixed
I'm
bag.
glad. I'm very glad. I'd say my honorable mention is these two right here. David and Jericho, thank you for coming along for the ride. When we started, it was something I never would have imagined that we even we thought about it briefly, and then it kind of happened, and now we're here like a year later, and that's
More
so
than a
cool
year.
to me. And
More than a year.
that means the world to me. The question, what will happen next time?
Making it up!
show.
One.
Damn it!